Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Just interpret the message as it best resonates with you. Also know on this channel and all my channels, I like to dive deep within the reading. So I do look at everything, but we take a lot more time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes to help you understand why your person's doing what they're doing, right? Very important when you're dealing with a person that wears masks, create facades, why you're attracting a person that triggers you, and why would you choose to pick that person? A lot of times we don't pick it, it's a spiritual connection, and each spiritual connection is karmic. Just the really difficult relationships are those past life karmic mates. And it's because you didn't figure it out in a lot of other lifetimes. So in each lifetime, I feel that the consequences get worse. It's almost like person finds you in this lifetime, there's this instantaneous passion and connection, and then what you notice is that you're in a relationship with Satan himself. That's what it feels like anyway. So, in order to navigate the relationship, we always want to look at the spiritual blockages. See why you're attracting that person. You can't change that person, but you can change yourself. And once you understand why everything is the way that it is, well, then you actually have the power, which is what you want when it comes to your own energy, right? You don't necessarily need to control somebody else. What you need to do is control, you. All right, let's see what the underlining energy is. It's jealousy. Jealousy. I feel like if someone was trying to make you jealous, and really now they're jealous. See, they were prideful. So, they acted like they didn't care after they abandoning you. I feel like this person ghosted you, after they disrespected you. So, this person is a bit of a narcissist. I wasn't going to pull that, but then I'm like, well, that is the underlining energy. They like it when things are imbalanced because they're imbalanced. So what it is that you were connected to someone that just likes to make people jealous when they're with them. And this person knew you had a strong connection to them, and that's what they did. And I feel like they did disrespect you because they were talking to other people. They would tell you one thing and then, do something else, come in and out of your life. I feel like they acted like they didn't care. They breadcrumb. They didn't give you a lot of time. And, due to the disrespect, I feel like you said something. And then what this person did was they left because they don't like to be told anything. And also because this person is sneaky. I just feel like this person had a hard time letting go of whatever past relationships, and they continue to play out within this person's relationships to this day. They just bring the baggage into each relationship. And I feel like you've had bad relationships too, and you just feel like they continue to manifest within your relationship. This person wore a mask. Like I said, they pretended to be someone that they weren't. They pretended that they wanted a monogamous relationship. That's what they pretended to do. And then once they built that emotional connection, well, now they're going to talk to other people. The whole point was to make you feel like powerless, really. Like you had no control if you're emotionally so connected with this person because they were dishonest. They knew that you had expectations, and again, they undervalued you. That's what this person did. That's where the disrespect was. They acted like they didn't care. And you just felt like being in a relationship with them was too intense and too risky because this person like pretends to be somebody that they're not, and that's really what it is. There's no other thing. When we look at the spiritual blocks, it's almost like you just got to the point where you're like, because of the mask, because of the dishonesty, the sneakiness, that it's almost like too many issues to deal with, and it's such a struggle just to get the truth out of this person. They want you to get caught up in the romance, that's what they want you to do, get have a fling, here for a good time, not a long time, is what you see. And so, what happened was, I feel like, again, this person wanted you to be consumed with them, wanted you to be obsessed, wanted you to be jealous. The thing is, you weren't. I feel like once this person did that to you, you disconnected from them because you were like, I don't, you didn't feel safe with them. I don't know what this person wants, why they're doing what they're doing. See, now that you disconnected, they wish they could take it all back. The person knows that they're not good enough for you. And, this person actually feels as if destiny is taking you both down two different paths right now. And also, part of it is because there was someone interfering in the relationship. So the secrets and deceptions was that this person still has growing to do because they're holding on to somebody else. And then on the side, they dive in and out of relationships because they're afraid of real commitment. So they're not giving even the person that's interfering in the relationship with you. It's like this person just doesn't want to be in any type of relationship at all. So they pretended that was the mask. They pretended that they were free. They pretended like they wanted a relationship, And so what you see is that this person just like unfortunately, it was just a fling. It was just a fling. And the reason why is because this person is attached to somebody, but they don't really want to be in any type of relationship. They want to be free. And so I do believe that they give that person that's on the side like whatever little loyalty that there is, which probably isn't that much, but it's almost like, yeah, you can clean my house, you can, do all the shit work, like almost like a parent, like when you see the codependent relationship, somebody that, isn't being respected, isn't emotionally getting what they need, but is still attached to someone else, and where this person like they don't want to lose the perks, so they lie to that person, but they have flings all the time, they're in relationships all the time, the person lived a double life. I hate to say it, but that's what this story was. So we have to again just leave it there and say, well, why did you attract this person into your life? Because when it's a situation like this, that's all you can do. It's again, the inner child wound card is oppression. And we will look and see what this person really feels now. But I mean, it's really irrelevant because you can see the type of person that they are. Oppression, frustration, innocence, neglect, physical attention, physical touch, imagination. So one, two, three, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 inner child wounds, but we will look and see what this person thinks about you, what they feel. Like I said, they say that it was just a fling, but, like I said, I feel like, um, what does this person think? Let me grab a good deck. Good deck. All right, let's see. Well, there's actually 2 cards from a different deck. I'm sorry that things didn't work out with us, is what this person thinks. I wish I had been able to give you my heart. So down deep inside, that's what they think. That's what's hidden. And then it's again, it's the end. And they hope that you can forgive them. Really. That's where they are. I don't think that this person ever intended to have any type of feelings, but they did. So again, they treated it like a fling, and I think that that's what it was. But once they actually had a connection to you, they actually thought that, there was, but somebody interfered in that and it was not going to let them move forward. So they chickened back out and went back to their player ways. So, what you see is for the inner child wounds, why did you attract this person into your life? Well, again, neglect. And physical touch is emotional support. This person didn't care anything about you in the beginning. And then, even when they had feelings for you, it was still like they're not going to give up their crazy lifestyle of being a player. They're not going to do that. So it ruined the innocence. Listen, the innocence when you were growing up, when a parent doesn't give you emotional support, it neglects you, and you have put that parent on a pedestal. Well, guess what? And this person having a connection with them and thinking that maybe they would be your person, and they neglected you and didn't emotionally give you anything. Well, you can see why it's very frustrating, you know, um, very frustrating, like, and what it is that this person wanted to keep you down. They didn't care. This person is an angry person, I feel like. I don't feel like they want to be with that person that's connected to them, but it's almost like an arrogance of what you should do it. And this person has a big head and they're an angry person. They didn't expect to have any type of connection to you. And though they did have a spark and they're sorry for like how they played it, it's like they just, you know, they're not going to change their lifestyle. This person, again, tries to plays that game with everybody about being a player. There's create a lot of trust issues and understanding that they're connected to somebody else. This person is very codependent. There's a lack. They're always in balance. That's why they try to make it, so that it benefits them. This person knows that. So, it wouldn't have been any type of good relationship. The person's extremely lazy. And obviously, they need healing. So, being that you're not going to be with this person, which is a good thing, you have to transmute that negative energy. See, this is just a story of a person that is like content with living like out of balance. They're happy with running around, lying and hooking up with random people and pretending that they're free while having somebody else that's, connected to them that beats the people away. So again, it feeds this person's ego and they really think who they are. Like, and if you were with this person, they would have really probably did damage. Like you would have been like that person that's trying to beat everybody off that this person cheats with and hooks up with. So Spirit says, no, that you're protected. So you are protected, guardian angel. Know that you are protected and guided with unseen forces, and don't worry. In divine timing, your path will unfold when it's meant to happen. So don't worry, be patient. It didn't happen, but I believe that going through this situation helped you transform to see beyond the illusions of, maybe not feeling safe. Maybe again, thinking that you'd wind up not ever meeting someone and you're being asked at this time to have unshakable faith, the faith that we don't see, we just know that it's going to happen. Spirit says it's all part of the grand journey. That's what it is. That you're on your grand journey and, you know how strong that you are. That and how smart that you are, that you got out of this situation, but you also learned from it. And that's really what Spirit is saying. It's saying that, unfortunately, all situations are to help you integrate the spiritual lesson. That's it. You know, that once you go through this situation and you transform, you get to see yourself differently. And you get to see this person differently. And guess what? They know that you see them that way also, which is their karma. Their karma is that they think that they live a good life because of what they're doing, but eventually it's going to be an empty life. And we leave off with one more message, which is balance. Find balance between each sphere of your life. You are the master of your daily life. Make time to nourish the spiritual and physical and bring love to your world by fulfilling the needs of your own body and soul. So I feel like you connected to this person because you were in balance. And you were in balance because emotionally you were neglected. So you didn't really notice that this person was giving you breadcrumbs, that they weren't really being honest, that they were a player. And that's why they thought, oh, okay, not because you were deserving of it. This person goes to everybody. They're attached to someone they have nothing to lose. They have someone that's gonna beat off whatever. It's never gonna be able to grow. They don't want a commitment. So they get that person to beat everybody up. But they don't want a commitment. They don't even want a commitment with that person. So, they get to stay in their low vibrational energy. And you know that this person didn't really give a lot. It was a lot of lip service. It was a lot of manipulation. It was a lot of lying. It was a lot of gaslighting. But that this person like, never gave enough. And over time, if you would have given this even more time, you would have really seen that this person would have been intimidated by you and you would have seen all the trauma. And, the trauma would not would not, you wouldn't be able to ignore the trauma just because it's a past life connection. Like it doesn't matter. And you would have been the victim in this connection if you would have stayed in this connection. Spirit says, now it's time, go out into the world, know that, you didn't miss your time. Everything's in divine time. And so you didn't miss anything. You're right where you're supposed to be. Go out into the world, like rise above, see beyond your immediate fears. It's like to see yourself for who you truly are right now. And that helps when we go out into the unknown, when we take that leap of faith, when we, actually, have unshakable faith and we're doing that faith walk, meaning that we're walking and we don't really know what's going to happen. However, our intention is to create a better life. Our intention is to be, to attract someone that's more in alignment. Well, again, spirit knows in the right time, in divine time, everything will happen. And when you know that, you really do show that you have fierce strength because most people are afraid. They're like, no, this is my person, or no, I don't want to be alone. And, that's what this person was banking on. And you were like, nope. And that was the best thing that you did because it helped you transform into the person that you are now, even though it was painful, even though you're like, I can't believe that person like did that to me. Like I said, it's like they tricked you, but you didn't chase after them and wind up in an emotional connection tied to this person for years on end with them cheating the whole time. It could have been so much worse. They lied, they might have hooked up with you, but this didn't go on for years. And if it would have ruined your self-esteem and everything else because this person, they only care about themselves. They're very, very selfish. All right, I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.